Hi everyone. From this lesson onwards, we'll be dealing with the basic network theorems. We'll see what are the basic network theorems. First is superposition theorem, Thevenin's theorem, Norton's theorem, maximum power transfer theorem. In this lesson, we'll be dealing with superposition theorem. So, superposition theorem. What does superposition theorem state? It states that in any linear network containing two or more sources, that is, you're having a network and it has more than one source, two voltage source or one voltage source, one current source, etc. The response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of the responses caused by individual sources acting alone, while other sources are non-operative. That is, if you are having two sources, say one voltage source and one current source, and the response in any elements, take a resistor, the current through that resistor due to the voltage source alone and the current source alone, if you take this algebraic sum, you will get the actual response, actual current flowing through that resistor. That is, while considering the effect of individual sources, the other ideal voltage sources and ideal current sources are replaced by open circuit and short circuit respectively. So if you are taking the effect of voltage source only, you are going to keep the current source open and find out current, say let it be I1. Then when you are taking the current source alone, the voltage source is kept short circuited, then that current be I2. So the resultant current will be I1 plus I2. You have to take the directions into consideration. We'll have to we can see it with this example. So in this circuit, you have two sources, one 20 volt voltage source and one 5 ampere current source, and these three are the elements in the network. So we are going to find out the current I1 through this 3 ohm due to this 20 volt source alone. So at that time, what should we do with the current source? We have to open circuit it. So current I1 flowing through 3 ohm can be found out by, since this is open circuited, this 10 ohm does not come into picture. So I1 is equal to 20 volt divided by the equivalent resistance here is 5 plus 3. That is 20 divided by 5 plus 3, that is 2.5 ampere. So current flowing through this 3 ohm resistor due to this 20 volt source alone is 2.5 ampere. Next we will see the effect of current source, 5 ampere current source alone. So here this current I2 flowing through this 3 ohm due to 5 ampere current source. We have to short circuit the voltage source. Remember to short circuit the voltage source. So I2 is equal to, by current division rule. Okay, what is current division rule? Total current into resistance of the other branch divided by sum of the resistances. Okay, so here it is 5 into resistance of the other branch is 5 ohm divided by 5 plus 3. So the net current I2 flowing through 3 ohm due to 5 ampere source alone is 3.125 ampere. So net current through this 3 ohm resistor is I1 plus I2. In the previous case, the current's direction was downward, and in this case also the current's direction was downward. So it adds up. So 5.625 ampere is the net current flowing through this 3 ohm resistor. Now we will verify whether this is true, because superposition theorem states that the current flowing through this 3 ohm resistor will be the effect of 20 volt source alone plus the effect of 5 ampere source alone. So by nodal method, if you find out what is the current flowing through this 3 ohm resistor, and if they are equal, the theorem is verified. So here take this node V. So V minus 20 divided by 5 plus V minus 0 divided by 3 equal to 5 ampere. So on solving, V is equal to 16.875 volt. You can solve this equation, you can find out the value of V. So if we get V, I is equal to V by 3. So you will get it as 5.625 ampere. Hence the theorem is verified. That is, the current flowing through 3 ohm due to both the sources kept active is so much. This is same as the algebraic sum of the currents considered when voltage source was acting alone and current source was acting alone, and while taking the algebraic sum it was found to be same. Hence the superposition theorem is verified for this response. So what does the theorem state? States that in any linear network containing two or more sources, the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of the responses caused by individual sources acting alone, while the other sources are non-operative. By considering voltage source, the other voltage sources are short circuited and other current sources are open circuited. If their internal resistances are given, we have to replace it by them. So what is linear here? Linear means a linear network is a network which obeys the principle of additivity and homogeneity. So we'll see the power dissipated in this circuit, in this 3 ohm resistor. So power dissipated in 3 ohm due to 20 volt source alone is equal to P1 is equal to, we had found out I1 as 2.5 ampere. So I1 square R, which is equal to 18.75 watt. Due to 5 ampere source, the P2 is equal to I2 square into R, that is 3.125 square into 3, which is 29.29 watt. So total power PT is equal to P1 plus P2, that is 48.04 watt. So power dissipated when both the sources are acting simultaneously. We had found out I as 5.645, that squared into 3. There is a mistake, it is square. 5.465 square into 3, that is 94.92 watt. So what do you understand by this? This superposition theorem is not applicable to power. It is applicable to the current response and voltage response, but it is not applicable to power. So P is not equal to PT, so superposition theorem is not valid for power responses. It is applicable only for computing voltage and current responses. This has to be kept in mind. Superposition theorem is not applicable to power responses. Thank you.